unfiltered finance.
10 must-reads for the CRE industry today. A real estate company has agreed to pay a record $1.75 billion for a portfolio of apartment buildings in Manhattan. The Wall Street Journal reports, by chance, this is one of the must-reads in today's commercial real estate industry. 1. Record house prices drive the single-family rental market up. Higher mortgage rates and high prices in the housing market are scaring off many buyers. This is good news for single-family owners. Prospective home buyers face affordability issues that are likely to get worse before they get better. Existing home sale prices reached a record median of $407,600 in May. While sales slid for the fourth consecutive month, mortgage rates have nearly doubled since January, helping to boost the median mortgage payment for new loans by $513 a month, according to the Mortgage Bankers Association. Source: The Wall Street Journal. 2. New York City apartment buildings to sell for $1.75 billion in record pandemic deal. A venture of a New York investment firm and a U.S. residential developer has agreed to pay $1.75 billion for 6 Manhattan rental apartment buildings. According to people familiar with the matter, the highest price tag for a New York multifamily portfolio since the beginning of the pandemic. The planned purchase of the portfolio, which includes about 1,700 mostly market-rate units, by Black Spruce Management LLC and Orbach Affordable Housing Solutions LLC, represents a big bet on New York. Source: The Wall Street Journal. 3. Higher interest rates and tighter lending market make for negative vibes in CRE. The CRE Finance Council holds a conference twice a year, most recently meeting in New York City in June. It's a large gathering. Source: Perpmodo. 4. Chip makers refuse to build new semiconductor plants in the U.S. unless Congress unlocks $52 billion in funding. The world's third largest maker of semiconductor wafers, Taiwan's GlobalWafers, announced plans to build a $5 billion factory in the U.S. on Monday, but only if the government helps pay for it. This investment they are making depends on Congress passing the CHIPS Act. The CEO told me that himself, and they repeated it today. U.S. Commerce Secretary Gina Raimondo told CNBC the same day GlobalWafers announced the development plan. 5. NYC has the highest taxed office buildings in the United States, according to a report. The highest taxed office buildings in the country are in New York City, with 82 of the 100 highest taxed buildings located in Manhattan, according to an analysis compiled by Property Shark. The data firm, Real Estate, found that America's most taxed office was the 1968 General Motors building at 767 Fifth Avenue, which had an annual tax bill of $75.3 million. Source: Commercial Observer. 6. The flight of the rich from New York was a shock not seen in a century. The large number of people leaving in such a short time raises uncertainties about New York's competitiveness and economic stability. Top 1% earn more than $80 per year, contributed 1% of the city's personal income tax in 2019. About a third of people have left Manhattan and have a median income of $21,300. No other major U.S. county has ever experienced a similar wave of wealth migration. Source: New York Times. 7. Blackstone says it will not target single-family homes as it expands into Canada. After Blackstone announced plans to open a Canadian office in May in Toronto, rumors swirled that the private equity firm would cause fires, loot homes, and increase competition for individuals and businesses. Family wants to buy a house. The price of conventional homes nationwide has increased by 50% in the past 2 years, and real estate investors are being closely watched for their role in increasing competition and driving prices up. But Blackstone's head of U.S. real estate, Nadeem Megji, says that's not the card for the company's Canadian expansion. Source: The Globe and Mail. 8. Airbnb definitely banned his group. Airbnb announced a global ban on parties on Tuesday. This follows a temporary restriction introduced by the company 2 years ago. The company permanently bans disruptive parties and events, including gatherings when invited. Party organizers, where people make reservations to hold a large event for just one night, will also remain banned. Airbnb and other short-term rental platforms, such as VRBO, have struggled with party organizers and large-scale events. Source CNBC. 9. A terrible recession can force many employees to return to the office or never return. The threat of a recession amid a shrinking economy could force employees back into the office, or the back office as we know it. These are two very contrasting views on the future of the work-from-home movement, which has become a way of life for tens of millions of Americans during the pandemic. One thing both sides agree on, you really can't go home to a typical 9-to-5 job. Source Market Watch. 10. The legislator thinks MSG will have to move. A top senator who led oversight hearings on Penn Station's restoration plan says an agreement is imminent on renovating and should include moving Madison Square Garden. Our sec cranes New York business. Thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe to reaching out top company stories and breaking news with unfiltered finance.